He takes off a woman's panties. There's life. I was thinking it at all. There's life.
Yeah. From lust to dust.
Welcome to the first ever episode of From Lust to Dust, My Horny Dead Dad. I'm Brett Dodenhoff.
I'm Connor Dodenhoff.
Today we got Laura on the podcast. Laura, tell us quickly about yourself.
Brett and I have been dating for many years.
There we go.
Here,
Inside scoop.
Inside scoop. I'm curious. We have open dialogue about most things, but this book, I don't know anything about.
And that gets us to why we're here.
What is this podcast, you might be asking?
We are here because our father wrote a book.
And he was going to publish this book. And then what happened?
Malignant cancer killed him.
This is a comedy podcast.
You guys really make people feel uncomfortable. I want to express my sympathy.
What do you mean?
I know that you guys are laughing about it, but am I allowed to laugh about it?
It was meant to be
tough.
funny. I think you will. This is not a book that is not without comedy.
Yeah.
He very much wants this to be a laugh, and whether he wants you to laugh when his doctor reads the diagnosis, we will find out.
Probably
So
less
bad.
that. Probably less about that.
Book was, as he intended it to be, was a way to convince divorced men that there was a life after divorce, that you could have second chances, dates, you could have fun into your 40s and 50s. And then the book also deals with his cancer diagnosis, a very interesting blend of topics.
I know you forgot to include the subtitle.
The book was like 90% done. There's 200 pages of this book, and he was close to finishing it. Then he gets diagnosed with cancer and is like, well, I kind of got to address that in this book. But trying to make the whole second half of the book about that. It's kind of like if you're on, what's that Top Chef show?
You got this.
The secret ingredient one. And you make a tiramisu and at the very end, you forget you're supposed to add spaghetti sauce.
Important to note that you found it on his computer.
Yeah, but it was meant to be read. That's why we're doing this, is that my dad wanted this published. He obviously didn't want, at that time, his teenage boys to be reading about his sex life, which, to be fair, we knew very much about what was going on. So there was no surprise within that. Let's get into it. 28 Second Chances at Love, interrupted by a terrible disease. First thing I notice, after the title, this is the tagline he's got written for it. The sex, romance, lows and highs after middle-aged divorce. Interrupted by a killer diagnosis.
No.
It's hard not to focus on the killer diagnosis part.
Most
Right.
romance novels don't end with just, and it all fell apart.
Yeah, you
True.
kind of just go, just get me to the last chapter.
Yeah, I don't need to hear about the lows and highs after middle-aged divorce. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Quick spoiler, I think I know the low.
Yeah, you read that title, you don't really want to know about Hannah on page 83. You want to know on 142, chapter The Nightmare.
The Nightmare. I'm fast-forwarding the chapter, The Nightmare.
Yeah.
There should never be a book with the chapter, Wingmanless Again. And then later, a chapter just called Chemotherapy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean,
They are two separate books. And I think
that's just Wingmanless Again.
so. Chapters are broken up, as we will show you, by each woman he dated. They are all the way from Taylor to Veronica to Courtney.
I'm going to just read a couple of the chapter titles here, okay? Audrey gets a two-page chapter. I think some of these. Then you go to Strings of Randoms, which is a single page. So, I mean, if you think Audrey felt like she got shafted, only 2 pages. Strings of Randoms is probably eight different girls that don't even make a page.
So I think, guys, let's get
Let's
into
do it.
this.
All right, we're going to read. Ready?
I'm ready.
Chapter 1, The Departure.
Oh my God, I thought. There is life after divorce. She was lying back on the couch. I was on the floor, on my knees, between her knees. As I slowly reached under her skirt with both hands, I nervously awaited resistance. It didn't come. Gently grasping the sides of her panties, I began to pull. My heart raced even more, and I started to sweat heavily. No protest, no hands reaching down to stop mine, just a slight moan of Dare I believe it? Approval. I pulled further, and the panties slid towards her knees and then fell to her ankles. I clumsily unbuckled my jeans and anxiously tugged at the zipper, desperately hoping to not break the intensity of the moment. I then quickly pulled down my jeans and boxers, and she lifted her head off the couch to clearly take in what I was doing. No comment. No disapproval. She just leaned her head back and softly moaned again. I moved my hands to her knees and slowly separated her legs. But I'm starting to get ahead of myself.
Oh my God.
That's the opening of the book.
It's opening. It's a hook. It's a catchy little hook.
It's a little odd reading this because I know the woman he's talking about.
We know the woman.
I know the woman here.
He mentioned her knees twice.
Yeah. Maybe he had a knee thing. I don't know.
I didn't see him as much of a knee man.
No.
Separated her legs, knees. Yeah, there's a big fascination here on the lower half.
But he does liken her lower half to life itself. He says, oh my God, there is life.
Oh, excellent little note, right.
Wow.
I mean, wow.
This is all this man cares about. It's just, there is life. How about, there's still fatherhood, Dad.
There's 3 kids.
Yeah, we still existed.
Yeah.
There is life after
There is
divorce.
life.
I had nothing to live for. This is a man with 3
unbelievable.
boys and very much needing of fatherhood time.
There is life.
I'm like age 8 here.
Fucking everything is so trivial other than vagina.
There's nothing.
mean, it's like,
He takes off a woman's panties. There's life. I was thinking it at all. There's life. All right. Well, let's dive back in.
All right,
Let's
back
find
in.
out more about this.
Several months ago, this moment seemed like a ridiculous fantasy. After all, I was divorced in my late 40s, had been married to the same woman for almost 14 years, and had been with her for 6 years prior to that. It had been so unbelievably long since I was with another woman. Hell, it had been forever since I even hit on another woman, that the thought of actually being with another woman again seemed like a total fantasy.
what I get gleaned from this is we're dealing with a faithful man here. He was not a cheater on our mom. I think that is a distinction to be made. He was a philandering, lustful guy, but was not a cheater.
Sometimes the guy that goes out there and cheats is not the guy who was getting with a ton of girls, right?
Yeah. A self-hatred kind of perspective.
Yeah. I think that the guys that are able to get a lot of women may not feel because they're probably not broken inside as much.
I would say the dads I know who are like, you could tell this guy did well back in the day, typically the most faithful.
Yeah. Because they know they can get it. Sometimes that's enough. All right.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Let's get back into it.
After a ridiculous amount of negotiating our separation agreement, we signed the papers and told the kids, yes, one of the worst experiences of my life. I knew almost 2 years before this day that divorce was imminent, and it took almost a year and a half to negotiate the details. A major factor was my insistence on leaving the house only after signing our separation agreement.
This is just
holding mom hostage.
yeah. This is clearly you have two people write about the same event, and you got one person saying, I would only leave the house after insisting on our separation.
Insistence on our. And it's just such a fucking power move. It's like,
I'm not leaving.
it's sort of like, it's also probably in the divorce details. It's you sign my terms because I'm still sleeping next to you every night.
Using your own presence as your ultimate bargaining chip.
I'd seen my share of relationships deteriorate into complete oblivion while trying to negotiate divorces under separate roofs. Throughout the process, both sides would create inflated and unrealistic expectations about what the other side should or shouldn't get. Result? Huge attorney bills, kids unnecessarily caught up in the fracas, and a bad relationship turned even worse. I also figured if we had to see each other 11 times a day, then things would go a lot smoother. And they did.
Yeah, he's sort of painting a rosy picture of what I remember being a lot of fights over money and bullshit.
God.
He's
Or as
acting,
he labels it, fracas.
he's acting like these altercations never happen in front of us. I mean, I remember my mom storming out over money all the time. Yeah. So sorry, Dad. We very much were privy to these arguments.
Yeah, this was pretty.
Yeah. It's so classic parental delusion to think like you're just sliding by and the kids aren't noticing.
Yeah.
After we told the boys, I packed my things, loaded the car, and left the house.
To the divorce day.
Let's get into it.
Let's talk about the divorce day.
All right.
So I was 8. Connor was 10. Our little brother was 5.
Here's how it went down. I don't know if you remember the specifics. We're playing basketball. My dad peeks out the door and he goes, "Boys, you mind coming in for a second? Your mother and I want to talk to you." And to us, we heard a lot of bullshit. So this is probably, this could be anything. This could be
No gut feeling at this point.
no gut feeling at this point. We go and our mom and dad are kind of seated in front of the couch area. And my dad starts off, he goes, "Well, your mother and I," and that just hit me. And I went, "Oh, fuck, they're getting divorced." It was immediate. Just the your mother and I, and you could see it on their faces. And I don't even think he completed the sentence. And we all just started kind of weeping.
You probably started crying. I think at 8.
You think you took a second longer to process?
I don't quite understand.
Do you remember this at all? Or
Yeah,
no?
of course I remember it. I remember this. Yeah.
It devolves into just this mess of tears and slobber. And I look over and Brett is holding a glass of water.
Yeah.
And in all the maelstrom, he's kind of been lost for a second. He comes back, he's got this glass of water and he goes, "I'm so upset. I'm going to pour this glass of water on my head." And then he just dunks himself.
No. Here's what happened. I get the divorces going on. I do not know what to do with my feelings. This is the most devastating thing that happened to me up to that point. I run into the kitchen, and what I told them is I have a glass of ice water, and I go, "If you guys go through with this, I'm going to pour this on my head."
Wow.
And my parents look at me, and there's just silence. It's like, obviously, they're not going to not divorce. So, but I also didn't want to be seen as, someone that doesn't follow through. So I did it. And even as I did it, I go, what the hell was this plan?
Where am I going with this?
I'm covered in freezing water. They start laughing.
You think you put ice in it?
Oh, yeah.
You specifically made
I'll
it
put
ice
some cubes.
water.
I said ice water. I said, no, water won't do it.
Did you say they laughed? They started
They did
laughing.
laugh. No, they actually, I do remember that. They specifically, it was kind of a what the fuck moment. It took me out of it for a second.
Yeah. What they don't know is that when I originally went into the kitchen, I opened up the knife drawer and I grabbed a knife and I was going to walk out there and threaten to slit my wrists if they divorced.
Oh my God.
And even an 8-year-old, panic and all that, I go, that would be a little intense.
Yeah.
So I put the drawer up, grabbed water, walked out. It was like, I'll do this instead. But they have no idea that the impetus was near threatening suicide.
I love how your de-escalation from knife was to ice water.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, maybe I'll come out with a scalding pot or just something in between.
I said, I'm either doing it big or not at all.
Well, but you did fight for it. You weren't, I don't know what you were thinking.
Like mom and dad were going, no, Brett,
Yeah.
Brett.
They probably just turned away.
They started, I remember they started laughing.
I'm going to pour this on my head.
After they told us, you and I, we go out to the basketball court, and I think we're sort of having this conversation. I'm going, it's not going to last. I go, they'll get back together.
You were sure?
I was pretty sure.
You've always had a near polar opposite read on relationships. I mean,
yeah.
not only did they not get back together,
certain.
our dad wrote a book about having sex with 28 women.
Not only were they not getting back together, according to this book, he'd known for 2 years this was done.
I mean, you thought they were getting back together. This man refused to leave the house until a separation agreement was signed. I mean,
He'd been holding our mom hostage for 2 years.
And the 2 years prior, you didn't you didn't know that things were going bad.
It's always
at
one
the
of
age
those,
of 6.
It's one of those things I think most people can attest to with divorced parents is, especially when you're young, you may see fights, but you never really think it's going to result in divorce because that's all you know. You just go, parents fight. That's what they do. So.
I don't remember much non-fighting, but I had no idea.
I think I remember before the last 2 years, according to this, there was one instance where we hadn't noticed them being affectionate with one another. And I remember us in the car going, kiss mom. Why don't you ever kiss mom?
No.
And, We're talking about a woman being held hostage under a divorce agreement.
Yeah.
Being told to kiss this man who's not leaving her bedside due to the
God.
separation agreement.
Did they do it?
They did. It was I remember why, because it was so fucking
Because
awkward.
you're like, we never see
it was
you
this
kiss?
weird peck in the car that would just this grotesque kind of
Oh, God.
smudgling of lips.
Oof. Good word
Yeah.
choice.
Smunchling. A
Smunchling
smunchling of lips.
So
Jesus
after
Christ.
we have our little basketball foray, I then go back into the house. And I'm doing a little forensics. I'm clawing around. And I land on a sheet my dad had made. It was a bullet point listed sheet describing what he wanted to tell us in this little talk. So it started out it was verbatim. Boys, your mother and I will be getting a separation agreement.
He had a note card?
He had a very detailed outline card. This is very much to our dad. He was an OCD guy, and he made this detailed card. He wanted to hit every point. And it didn't have Brett pouring glass of water.
That's when he had to go off script. He wrote every situation, even probably for the knife situation. But the glass of water, he's flipping through his cards going, where the hell is this? He thought he could script it out.
Yeah.
Kids cry, hug now.
Yeah.
I like the idea that he reaches back and he doesn't realize the card. He picks up the wrong card. He picks up a card that's just a recipe. He looks at it. First, you chop the onyons. Sorry, excuse me. Then make sure to braise the lamb.
Yeah. It felt very canned, I think. There was a level of cheapness to it after seeing, because you want these moments to kind of come from the heart and be improvised. So even as a child, I was like, what the fuck, man? He's fucking scripting this?
It's a little bit. I mean, Jesus, this thing was planned.
Yeah.
And Connor thinks they're getting back together.
Yeah. I'm thinking they're getting back together.
Okay, so he tells us.
After we told the boys, I packed my things, loaded the car, and left the house. You can guess what kind of dump I was moving into. Bad part of town, dank, small, and a lingering odor that couldn't be eliminated. Okay, never mind. A little honesty here. I actually moved into an incredibly luxurious 3-bedroom penthouse overlooking the Charleston Harbor. 3 years before, I convinced my father to join me in a speculative investment of purchasing 2 waterfront condos. We were able to sell one, but the market crashed before we could sell the second. It was just sitting there collecting dust in a bad real estate market. The timing for me was perfect. So I moved in.
I mean,
It's just,
as with any real estate speculations, the market crashed. You mean 2008?
Upon arrival, I sat down, sadder than hell, emotionally shattered, and started to cry. Here I was, 48, divorced, alone, severely depressed, and unsure of myself. In fact, I was terrified that life, meaning a life with a woman, might never be mine again. But in the back of my mind, there was also a sense of hope and adventure. I've been anticipating this day for over 2 years now, and I had a sense of excitement for what might lie ahead for me romantically. Regardless, the overwhelming emotional impact of leaving to start a new life was at first crippling, and my main concern was not for my love life, but for the well-being of my 3 boys.
So here, you feel for him here.
Yeah.
He's leaving his house to go to, even if it's a nicer spot.
but
still-
anyone can put themselves in that
Yeah.
mindset. You just get divorced your first night alone. I mean,
It's gotta be
God,
terrible.
It's got to be a pretty bleak looking.
What do you even eat?
Yeah. I mean,
serious, like,
is that a DiGiorno night?
yeah, you don't even have cable. This is back, he
Yeah,
didn't have a phone to go on.
Oof.
This is one you go home, you hope. He's probably had the cable with 3 channels.
No, he's working the fucking antennas back
Yeah.
home,
He's watching one of those like black and white TV shows.
Yeah,
Going,
yeah.
Jesus, some pizza,
Just falling asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
Watching Opie or Ron
Yeah.
Howard in that show.
and that DiGiorno, the crust was burnt and the center was cold.
yeah. I think
Oof,
he's painting the
oof,
picture
oof,
here.
oof.
This is his rock bottom. But the reality is, as we will learn in this book, guys, there are 28 women and randoms that he'll have a pretty damn good little flurry before he kicks the bucket. And he will kick the bucket.
We do know how this ends. All right, just kidding. Come on out.
No.
Here's the thing, guys. There's a lot more to come from this book. We have not gotten really into the salacious stories, the dating stories, the sex, the lust.
Most of this will be some crazy shit.
It'll be
I mean, we
really
know a lot of
crazy.
thing. Women. We're going to have some of these women on the podcast.
Friends of our dad who
Friends
can
of our
tell
dad.
these stories. We'll have some of the girls on the podcast who dare show their face, who are willing to kind of divulge about our father's sex
We
life.
haven't shared nearly any of the information that we're going to. This is going to be a headphones on podcast. some of this stuff you're not going to want to listen. I mean, you don't want to be accidentally connected to Bluetooth listening to some of this podcast. Other than that, we want you to share your stories. If you got crazy stories about your parents dating or anything like that too.
Comment those. We'll have a little email. You can send your stories, and we'll read some of these stories.
We
want to
know about you.
Yeah, we want to know what fucked up thing your parents did.
We know
after
we're
they
not
got
the first
divorced.
Family
people with a
lore.
horny dad. You know?
Right. We can keep it anonymous. We'll keep it
We'll keep it
anonymous in
anonymous
the
for
email.
you.
It doesn't matter. You can read what you want. Just make sure it's truthful, and we'll read it on the podcast. We'll react to your stories.
Thanks for tuning in to the first ever episode of
Cannot-
From Lust to Dust, My Horny Dead Dad.
From lust to dust.
Next time on From Lust to Dust. Earlier this evening, I was expecting to enjoy a typical dinner with my boys. Now I was passionately embracing a beautiful and willing woman in the parking lot.
Who's
You think
aroused
he's
on a
full-
first date
you
kiss?
think he's fully hard here already?
He's clearly
I-
extremely horny human
I
being.
think he was hard throughout that entire dinner.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that.
That table had a 45-degree
Oh, I remember.
slant on it.
Yeah, all of our stew was like it was slanted to
Yeah, the stew was falling off the table.
Yeah.